You're in third hour chemistry?
Yes, I am, with Taylor Jennings and Chris Hall.
And you're Chris Hall's friend?
I am Chris Hall and Taylor Jennings' friend and classmate, yes.
So you know Taylor Jennings?
I know Taylor Jennings and I'm friends with her.
But you played a joke on Taylor Jennings for Chris Hall?
I did it for also my benefit. I thought it would be funny, and I am friends with both of them.
You thought it would be funny to hurt Taylor Jennings' feelings?
I didn't know how much it would hurt her feelings at that point. So no, I didn't think it'd be funny. Sorry. After the point in which I told her, I realized how much this race meant to her, and I did feel guilty.
You enjoyed watching Taylor Jennings and Chris Hall jockeying for attention, right?
I didn't really enjoy it, no, but I did notice it.
You enjoyed watching Taylor Jennings and Chris Hall jockeying for attention, right?
I did not know.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? What I'm handing you is your witness statement. Would opposing counsel like a copy?
Yes, we would.
Now, is this a fair and accurate copy of your statement?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Would you look to the second page? Is that your signature?
Yes.
You were under oath when you took this statement?
I was.
And at any time you could have changed this statement?
Yes, I could.
Now, would you read silently as on page 21, lines 11 through 12, as I read aloud?
Okay, first page, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, front page, sorry,
Okay.
page 21.
Yeah.
I used to watch them jockeying for Coach Devani's attention. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, I watched them, but I did not say I enjoyed it.
But you watched them jockeying for attention nonetheless?
Yes, I did watch them.
Objection asked and answered.
Your Honor.
Oh.
And you were watching both of them on February 28th?
Yes, I was watching both of them.
People were moving around the room that day, right?
Yes, but it was odd for Taylor to do so.
I didn't ask about Taylor, but people were moving around the room?
Yes, but it was odd for Taylor to do so, as I am allowed to say.
But I didn't ask you about Taylor, so could you
That is
answer my
fine. I've
question,
answered your
please? Thank
question.
You were actually saying people were going back and forth with their backpacks during this time?
At that time, yes.
And everyone has access to all the other backpacks in the room, right?
Yes.
And in your own words, you actually say that none of the backpacks are in a secure place, don't you?
They are not in a secure place, but obviously students want to put their belongings where they sit or where they would normally sit.
But they're not secure, so another person could have gotten into a backpack if they wanted.
Obviously, Taylor Jennings or Chris Hall
But
could
Ms.
have
Grant,
gotten
if
into
another
backpacks.
person in the classroom wanted to get into a backpack, they could if they wanted.
I said obviously, yes.
Thank you. You were, Your Honor, may I publish your enlargement of Exhibit 9?
Remind me what Exhibit 9 is?
It's the classroom. It'll be the same one my co-counsel used earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Ms. Grant, you said you were sitting in this chair during
Yeah.
class that day?
Yes, at that lab table.
I'm putting a CG for Cody Grant. And you were trying to see the periodic table above the blackboard that's here, right?
Yes.
But you were having some trouble.
Obviously.
Because you were wearing some safety goggles?
Objection, leading.
Your Honor?
Oh, sorry.
You were wearing safety goggles?
Yes.
And those safety goggles had some scratches on them, didn't they?
Yes, they had obviously been used.
And you were having trouble because there was a glare coming in from the windows, right?
Yes, but I was still able to see.
And there was a glare coming from the overhead lights.
Yes, but I was still able
And
to
this
see.
made it hard to see the periodic table, which you would have had to see right here.
Yes, but the periodic table is not very large.
But the glasses you were wearing made the things fuzzy, too. And that didn't help, did it?
No, but they are letters on a periodic table, which obviously
You could have seen
scratches.
better if you had a new pair of glasses, couldn't you?
Anyone in the class could have seen better with a better pair of
Out of the
glasses.
corner of your eye, you saw Taylor Jennings move from here all the way to here?
Yes, because Taylor Jennings does not normally move during labs, so it was very
Out of the
obvious
corner
to
of
me.
your eye, you saw her move from here to here while trying to see the periodic table?
I saw her move from the lab table to about Miss Devaney's desk, and actually I was looking at the far left part of the periodic table.
Earlier you said you were looking right here.
I said I was looking at the periodic table, yes. I did not
so
designate
you
which
changed
area.
where you were looking. Here.
I did not designate which area.
You just said you were looking
You
at the
made an
left.
arrow before I had answered my question.
Okay, anyway, so you saw her move here, and then to here?
Yes, after I had seen in my peripheral that she had started moving, I immediately looked over because it was very odd for her to move during a lab.
You saw
She's
Taylor
normally
Jennings-
very focused.
You saw Taylor Jennings sitting at her desk.
I did not see her sit. I saw her mess with a dark colored backpack.
You
on
saw
the floor.
Taylor Jennings sitting at her desk.
Move to her desk, yes.
And Taylor Jennings was taking something out of the backpacks?
Putting something in or taking something out. I
But
could
you're not
tell.
sure which one she was doing.
I couldn't tell, but I could determine the size and shape of the object she was putting in or taking out.
Taylor Jennings was putting a C battery into the backpack.
Well, I have no reason to believe that Taylor Jennings would have a C
Earlier
battery.
you said Taylor Jennings could have been putting a D battery into the backpack.
I said a D battery or a film canister. It
But
was
you're
about
not
the
sure
size
what
and
object
shape.
she was doing.
I can tell size and shape through my glasses and goggles, yes.
But you also couldn't differentiate the colors of the two backpacks at this time, could you?
I couldn't differentiate the colors of the backpacks, but I don't think anyone could. One's black and one's blue.
All right, Miss Grant, do you still have exhibits 1, 3, and 4 up there with you?
I believe I do. I'll have to look around for a minute.
No problem. Your Honor, may I approach the witness while she's doing that?
You may.
Thank you.
Exhibit 1, Exhibit 3, and Exhibit 4.
Now, may I take these from you real
Yeah.
quick? All right, thank you, Miss Grant. Miss Grant, this is Exhibit 4.
Yes.
Now, you can't tell the jury that this is the backpack you saw Chris Hall getting into, can you?
I cannot tell the jury either one because they are very
But
closely
you can't
colored.
tell. You're not sure, right?
But I can tell the shape and the size of the object
I'm
placed
talking
or
about the
taken out.
backpacks now, Miss Grant.
I have answered
So,
your question.
thank you.
I have answered your
This is
question.
Exhibit 3.
Yes.
You can't tell the jury that this was the backpack you saw Taylor Jennings messing with, can you?
I can't, but all I'm trying to tell you is what I can and could not see.
But I'm not asking
It
about
doesn't
what
matter.
you can and can't. I'm talking
I
about
have
the
not finished the
backpacks.
question.
Well, you're not answering my
I
question.
am answering your question.
So this is Exhibit 1, the film canister. Now,
Yes.
whether or not it was consistent with what you thought you saw, you cannot, for a matter of fact, tell this jury
Objection,
today
badgering the witness.
that this is what you saw. Your
Please
Honor,
continue.
she's been unresponsive to me. I'm asking about the backpacks. She'll go on to talk about the container when I'm asking about the backpacks. I just want her to answer my
Your Honor, may I
question.
respond?
You may.
All right. The witness has adequately answered the question multiple times that she could not be sure which backpack it was in and that she saw an object being put in or taken out. The counsel is continually asking the same question with different backpacks and different objects.
Your Honor, may I respond real quick?
Yeah.
Whenever I brought up Exhibit 4 to show the jury, Miss Grant here wouldn't answer about the backpack. She continued to talk about the canister when I specifically wanted the answer about the backpack.
May I respond?
You may.
All right. The witness has continually been responding with the answer to the question at the beginning of her statement, but as the opposing counsel would not let her finish her statement, she has not been getting it out.
Your Honor, I just asked what the witness review response is.
I'm ready to rule. I think you ought to allow the witness to finish
Okay.
her question, or her answer, I'm sorry. It'd be better for my court reporter as well. So we're talking about that.
Could you repeat the question?
You cannot, as a matter of fact, no matter what consistency this may have to what you saw, say this is the exact object Taylor Jennings had that day in class. Can you?
First of all, what I can tell you is that I am sure of the shape and the size of the object placed or taken out of, and I can also tell you that I did not know which backpack. In my deposition, I said that I couldn't tell which backpack, but I can tell you now that I am sure of the shape and the size of the object placed in or taken out of one of the backpacks.
But specifically to this picture, this is not, as a matter of fact, what you can say you saw.
Objection, asked and answered.
She still didn't answer my question, Your Honor. She just rambled on about what she thought she could have saw. I just want to know if this Exhibit 1 is exactly consistent with what she said she saw, or is it the matter of fact the thing she saw?
May I respond?
Yeah, I think the question's been answered. We'll move on.
Okay, no further questions. You may have feedback.